Leo never noticed the silence disappearing. It happened slowly. First, mornings became alarms instead of sunrises. Breakfast became scrolling. Walks became phone calls. Rest became guilt. And eventually, silence itself started feeling uncomfortable. Every second of his life was filled with noise, notifications, traffic, podcasts, meetings, videos playing while eating, music while showering, scrolling before sleeping. His mind was never alone. At 34 years old, Leo had mastered the modern world. He worked for a successful tech company in New York. He answered emails faster than conversations. He spent more time looking at screens than faces. People admired him. "Man, you're always productive." But Leo wasn't productive. He was distracted. There's a difference. One night, after another exhausting workday, Leo fell asleep on his couch with his phone still glowing in his hand. And the next morning, the world stopped. At first, he thought the city had lost power. No car horns, no people talking, no movement outside his apartment window. Just silence. Real silence. Confused, Leo walked to the window. A taxi sat frozen in the middle of the street. A man crossing the road stood motionless. Birds hung in the air like photographs. Everything had stopped. Except him. His first reaction wasn't fear, it was relief. For the first time in years, nothing was demanding his attention. No messages, no deadlines, no endless urgency. Just quiet. Leo slowly walked outside. The city looked unreal. Thousands of people frozen in place. A businessman holding coffee mid-step. A woman staring at her phone. A cyclist paused inches before crashing into a car. And suddenly Leo noticed something disturbing. Nobody looked alive. Not truly. Their faces looked empty, disconnected, mentally somewhere else. Even frozen, they still looked distracted. He wandered through the streets for hours. Without movement, the world revealed things he had never noticed before. The giant digital billboards constantly screaming for attention. People walking past each other without eye contact. Children ignored while parents stared at screens. The city had never actually been awake. It had only been busy. As Leo walked farther, he found a small park in the center of Manhattan. An old man sat frozen on a bench with a peaceful expression on his face. No phone, no headphones, no tension, just stillness. For some reason, Leo stopped there longer than anywhere else. The old man looked different from everyone else. Present. That word stayed in Leo's mind. Present. Leo realized he couldn't remember the last time he had truly been present. Even during conversations, his mind wandered. Even while eating, he scrolled. Even during vacations, he checked work emails. His body existed in moments his mind never fully entered. And suddenly a terrifying thought hit him. What if most people never actually experienced their own lives? The idea followed him everywhere. Days passed. Or maybe weeks. Time became meaningless in the frozen world. At first, Leo enjoyed the freedom. No responsibilities, no pressure, no competition. But eventually, something else appeared. Loneliness. Without noise, Leo began hearing thoughts he had spent years avoiding. Regrets. Fear. Emptiness. Questions he had buried beneath constant stimulation. Why did success feel hollow? Why did every achievement stop feeling meaningful so quickly? Why did life move faster every year? For the first time in his adult life, Leo sat alone without distraction. And it terrified him. That's when he understood why the world had become addicted to noise. Because silence forces people to meet themselves. One evening, Leo returned to the park bench. The old man still sat there frozen peacefully. Leo sat beside him. "You know what's strange?" He whispered. "I think everyone was already asleep before time stopped. The city remained silent. But for the first time in years, Leo's mind wasn't racing. He simply sat there, watching sunlight move slowly through trees. And something inside him changed. Not dramatically, quietly. The next morning, Leo began noticing beauty in small things. Wind moving through leaves, the sound of footsteps echoing through empty streets, the warmth of sunlight on skin. things he used to ignore because his attention was always somewhere else. Modern life had trained him to consume moments instead of live them, always chasing the next thing, the next video, the next goal, the next distraction, never fully here. And Leo realized something terrifying about humanity. People weren't losing life because time moved fast. They were losing it because attention was broken. Days blurred together because nobody was truly experiencing them. Everyone was physically awake, but mentally absent. One night, while sitting alone on top of a skyscraper overlooking the frozen city, Leo finally understood the real tragedy. Most people would never notice this. They would continue waking up every day without actually seeing life happen around them. Children would grow up unnoticed. Parents would grow old unnoticed. Sunsets would disappear unnoticed. Not because life lacked beauty, but because attention was always somewhere else. And then suddenly, the world moved again. Cars accelerated violently. Birds flew forward. People continued walking mid-step as if nothing had happened. The city came back to life. Except Leo knew the truth now. Nothing had changed. Everyone was still asleep. A man walked past him staring at his phone. A couple sat together silently scrolling. A child tried speaking to his mother while she answered emails. The world had movement, but very little awareness. Leo returned home differently. He stopped reaching for his phone every morning. He started taking walks without headphones. He ate meals slowly. He listened fully during conversations. And for the first time in years, life stopped feeling blurry. Months later, a coworker asked him why he seemed calmer. Leo smiled softly before answering, "Because I realized attention is life." The coworker laughed awkwardly, not understanding. But Leo did. Where attention goes, life follows. And maybe that's the hidden tragedy of modern humanity. Not that people are dying, but that so many never fully wake up while they're alive. Because the most dangerous sleep isn't physical. It's living your entire life unconscious.